facades. We only build the fronts and the sides because that's all the camera needs to see. Your imagination fills in the rest. Our facades are also included with a steel infrastructure that allows a little more flexibility. We can have interior and exterior filming. You can also get a nice look at our brownstone street. One of the residents, or one of the famous residents to live on Brownstone Street, was none other than Jim Carrey as Bruce Almighty. Also starring with Jennifer Anderson and Morgan Freeman.
beautiful.
Oh, it is, especially here. I'm sure you'll have no problem recognizing the area we're entering now. This is Courthouse Square, better known as Hill Valley, from Back to the Future, starring Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. Take a look at some of the other productions we've worked on in this location. Inherit the Wind, To Kill a Mockingbird, Gremlins, Amistad. We talked about Bruce Almighty, but then there's also Back to the Future. A very distinct looking town square. Does it look a little familiar to you? Well, you recognize it as the fictional town of Grandview from Ghost Whisperer, starring Jennifer Love Hewitt. Yeah, it's a fascinating place. Now I want you to know that during the fire, all of Courthouse Square was not destroyed. We were able to salvage portions of it. The east and south sides were completely saved, and we did a bit of tweaking and remodeling. We moved some of the structures into different areas. For example, the fire station is now on your west side. On your right, you can see it. We also built the interior large enough to accommodate a real full-size fire truck. That accommodates the cast and the crew of the production of Ghost Whisperer. Now we're going to continue on and want you to check out the rest of our fabulous New York street. If you take a look on either side of the tram, you'll notice that we have our own theater district. We also have our own Macy's building. That's right. It's almost like we picked up 34th Street in the Big Apple and brought it right here to Southern California. One other important factoid. We increased the height of the buildings to give the camera the sensation that they're just like the real ones in New York City. Now, as we move from New York to another part of the world, you'll see a church on your right-hand side. That church was designed to be non-denominational. It can also be a temple, depending on what is required in the filming process. The area right next to it, a courtyard that we can easily turn into a cemetery, or we can have a nice wedding reception out there or any type of gathering that might be a part of the church. London Square, that's something new that we have in our backlot area. You know, buildings look like a lot of those around Parliament. And you know, London Flats, very impressive London Flats. It could double as one of those too. If you take a look on your left-hand side, you're going to see a giant blank wall. Ah, yeah, but this is where your creative mind comes into play. Filmmakers have the flexibility of creating murals. So they can create whatever type of backdrop they need for their production. Maybe they want to build additional facades or buildings or houses or street lights or trees, plants, whatever they can imagine, it can be created on the mural or the backdrop. So when you take the tour, you may notice it'll change from time to time depending on what's filming around this way. And all of the sets are going to be ready for filming in the spring of next year. Exciting! We're so excited about the rebuilding process here, but we did lose